Good morning, everyone, and welcome to beautiful Shikellamy State Park. I'm Nick Sherlock, the park manager here at Shikellamy. On behalf of the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources and Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission, thank you for joining us here along the scenic Susquehanna River. Before we get to the main topic of today's event, I'll take a few moments to talk about Shikellamy. Shikellamy is split up into two sections, the marina section and the overlook. The overlook, visitors have access to hiking trails, pavilions, and a spectacular view of the confluence of the Susquehanna River. The marina section sits on the southern tip of Packers Island. Here at the marina, there's obviously a marina, public boat launches, pavilions, and walking paths. One of the highlights of the marina is Curry Point, whose namesake, Senator Franklin Curry, championed the Environmental Rights Act, which promises clean air and water to all Pennsylvanians. Shikellamy State Park is also home to the Adam T. Bauer Memorial Dam. This dam spans the entire width of the Susquehanna River, making it the longest inflatable dam in the country. The Adam T. Bauer Memorial Dam is operated seasonally to form Lake Augusta, giving boaters a recreational pool for any sort of boating activities they would like. And I'd like to add that the dam is inflated for the year. We are at full pull. We hope that you will come pay us a visit soon to see everything the park has to offer. Now I'd like to turn things over to the first special guest today, Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission Executive Director Tim Schaeffer.
Thanks, Nick. Alrighty, so just so everybody knows, we are safe, socially distanced here, and if you saw my mask, actually has a picture of a life jacket on it. So, but we'll take it down for the remarks. So good morning, everybody. My name is Tim Schaeffer. I'm the Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. It's my pleasure to be here today at this wonderful state park. The setting with the joining of the Susquehanna and the West Branch is truly unique and unlike anything else in Pennsylvania. If there's a silver lining to all the changes we've endured to normal life over the past couple months, it's the opportunity to reconnect with special places like this right in our own backyards. Personally, my kids and I fish the creeks near our house more than we've done in years together, and it's been a lot of fun. I'd like to begin by recognizing my good friend Cindy Dunn, Secretary of the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. Thank you to Cindy and the rest of the DCNR team for hosting us here today and for always being a great partner when it comes to promoting safe fishing and boating. We always tell people, if you're new to fishing and boating, looking for a place to start, there's no better place than a state park. We have 121 in Pennsylvania, and they're full of fishing and boating opportunities from the north, south, east, and west in Pennsylvania. And so we'll hear from Cindy in just a minute. I'd also like to recognize Fish and Boat Commissioner Richard Lewis, Waterways Conservation Officer Jake Bennett, and again, thanks to Nick Sherlock for having us here at his park today. We're here today because it's National Safe Boating Week, and we recognize National Safe Boating Week every year, the week before Memorial Day weekend. While boating can be enjoyed year-round in many parts of Pennsylvania, the unofficial start to the summer boating season happens with Memorial Day weekend. Again, this year we're joining with the National Safe Boating Council and many like-minded boating safety advocates across the country to remind recreational boaters about a few simple steps that can make a big impact. While every week should be Safe Boating Week, we understand that as cool spring mornings turn to hot summer days, right now is the time of year when people start to get excited about boating, maybe for the first time of the year, maybe for the first time ever. Today we're going to offer a checklist, so I'll get it kicked off and then we'll go through the rest of the speakers. This safe boating checklist is intended to promote a fun, safe, and responsible boating season for everybody this year. I'll begin with the number one piece of advice that we can offer for any boating adventure: wear your life jacket. I've got mine on, a number of the speakers do behind me. That is the number one thing you can and should do, is wear your life jacket. Reminder that Pennsylvania law requires you to have a life jacket on board for every person on your boat. Children ages 12 and under must always wear their life jacket when aboard a boat less than 20 feet and on all canoes and kayaks. In 2019, we had 57 recreational boating accidents in Pennsylvania that resulted in 8 fatalities. 7 of the 8 victims were not wearing a life jacket at the time of the mishap. Roughly 80% of all boating fatalities occur because boaters were not wearing a life jacket. Life jackets must be U.S. Coast Guard approved and properly fit the individual. and we can give you a couple safe tips about safe life jacket wear. Bottom line is, needs to fit snugly. You don't want it to come up over your head when you hit the water. So next on the checklist, I'd like to welcome Cindy Dunn, Secretary of DCNR, who's going to walk up in her life jacket. So hand it over to Cindy.
Jim. Hi everybody, welcome to beautiful Shikellamy State Park. This is one of my favorite state parks of the 121 we have in the state park system. It's special to me because I've paddled to Shikellamy from Cooperstown, New York, and also from west of Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. And when you reach Shikellamy and it's your final paddling stop, it's a special sight to see, Shikellamy State Park. You'll see that the inflatable dam has been inflated. Lake Augusta is ready for a safe and happy boating season. Very popular around here and very popular with local people and travelers alike. A couple things to keep in mind though, in light of the COVID pandemic, that'll be some additional safety tips for this year. First of all, if you don't feel well, stay home. That's a given in any situation. Secondly, especially if you're in a red county, boat close to home. You want to stay close to home if you're in a red county, and you might consider that even in a yellow county. The idea is that going farther away necessitates additional stops where there might be added risk. So think about boating close to home. Great news for those who live near Lake Augusta, this beautiful lake. Thinking about who's on your boat. Limit those on your boat to the people who you're under a roof with, the people you're having dinner with every night. And that way you're not adding more risk to your family and your friends. The people under your roof should be who you boat with. Remain 6 feet away from other boaters, as Tim Schaeffer likes to say. That's about the length of a paddle. That's a good judge of 6 feet away. It doesn't hurt to be farther, but you certainly want to be at least 6 feet away. My paddle, turns out the one I grabbed this morning is a bit longer than 6 feet. Nothing wrong with that, but at least 6 feet apart from other boaters. And that's something to think about if you're with a group of people kayaking. You want to keep that distance. And again, it's fun to raft up with friends, whether you're on a pontoon boat, a john boat, or a canoe, or a kayak, but this is not the time to raft up. So I would avoid rafting up out on the water. That's close contact, a lot of touching of other boats and equipment. And now, by the way, when you do touch equipment, like if you're gassing up at a marina, if you have needed to touch some other equipment, again, the hand sanitizer or something, on any outing anywhere these days, take the hand sanitizer along with you. And again, wash your hands. You'll notice that in the state parks across Pennsylvania now, we have at least one restroom in every day use area fully cleaned and ready for your hand washing. Again, the much discussed long hand washing you can do, including at a state park. So again, the hand washing, but keep in mind, any surface that is touched, it should be viewed as a possible source of COVID. One thing to think about, as Tim Schaeffer referenced, we have a wonderful partnership with Fish and Boat Commission, and a great place to introduce new people to boating and fishing is a state park. The infrastructure's there. Often there's a lake. If there's not a lake, there's a stream. The water, every state park is built around a water resource of some kind. And for beginning boaters, often a lake, and a small lake, is the best place to start. So it's great to think about going to a state park with perhaps a smaller lake. And this gives you an opportunity to get used to the craft after you've after you've learned the safety briefings and everything you need to know for safe boating. 121 parks, none farther than 25 miles away from any Pennsylvanian, so it's a great opportunity to do your first boat trip and then to continue your boating opportunities. So we welcome you to come visit our state parks in Pennsylvania to really learn the craft of boating, as well as fishing, as well as everything else we do there, like hiking and everything else. So for those in the area, I'd like to introduce Jake Bennett, a familiar face, our Waterways Conservation Officer from the Fish and Boat Commission here in this region. So that's Jake Bennett.
Thank you, Secretary Dunn. Good morning, everyone. Just a few days from now, the summer is really going to begin to kick off. What that's going to mean for everyone is there's going to be a lot of bass boats, kayaks, canoes, other power boats doing things such as tubing and wakeboarding. Just a reminder to everybody that the water belongs to all of us, so please be safe out there and enjoy. Where that brings me, though, is I want to bring up one of our important points for our next thing, our conference today. Never boat under the influence. We're not here to bust up on anyone, but we do have a job to do, and this is an important thing for everybody to abide by. A couple things with alcohol. It's going to increase the chances of having an accident. Alcohol is going to affect your balance, coordination, and judgment. It is illegal to operate a boat while under the influence of alcohol or a controlled substance, just like operating a motor vehicle. The legal limit is 0.08 or higher, as well as a general impairment in case something goes wrong, just like it is on a motor vehicle. DUI or BUI penalties are going to include a loss of boating privileges, significant fines, and possible imprisonment. Us, our waterways conservation officers like myself and others of us around the state are going to be on patrol. We're going to be looking out for impaired boaters on the waters this year. My best advice to those who want to be able to imbibe on a boat is simply to have a designated driver or designated boat operator that stays sober. That way you can be out, enjoy things safely, okay? I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner Richard Lewis, Vice President of the Board, who represents boating at large across the Commonwealth. Commissioner?
Thank you, Officer Bennett and Secretary Dunn, for hosting all of us this morning here. I know I speak for every one of our fellow fish and boat commissioners when I say how much we appreciate the partnership with your agency. During a time when we can really use it, our two agencies are working together to provide safe and enjoyable recreational activities for all Pennsylvanians. Boating is one of the great ways to explore our diverse state. From the Youghiogheny River to Lake Erie, to the Susquehanna and Delaware River valleys, to the beautiful natural lakes of the Poconos, our boating opportunities are endless in the Commonwealth. It's easy to get lost in the natural beauty of our Commonwealth's lakes, rivers, and streams. It's also actually possible to become physically lost when discovering new places while boating, which leads me to step 4 on our safe boating checklist: have a float plan. Let someone know where you are planning to boat and when you expect to return. Plans can change during the day when you're having a good time, but keeping someone aware of where you are helps in the case you have an emergency or medical emergency or mechanical emergency while on the water. Another good suggestion under this point is to carry something called a dry bag. A dry bag is a waterproof bag that you can keep your cell phone and other valuables in, and even, in my case, more importantly, dry clothes. I can't tell you how many times I've been very thankful that I had this dry bag with me on a cold, rainy or a day when I've overturned or capsized. The next step goes hand in hand with what I've just been talking about, and that is take a basic boating safety training course. In Pennsylvania, all boaters born after December 31st who operate power boats must have a Pennsylvania Boating Safety Training Certificate. The certificate is also required for anyone who operates a personal watercraft like a jet ski, and online, regardless of their age. Online and classroom-based courses can be found at fishandboat.com. Please keep in mind that due to the coronavirus epidemic, classroom-based courses may be limited at this time. Unpowered boating, specifically kayaking, is the fastest growing segment of the Pennsylvania boating community. For a few $100s, someone who may never have boated before can go into many stores and buy a kayak and be on the water in a number of hours. But ask yourself, what would you do if you encountered a violent thunderstorm? If you lost your paddle? If you came upon an unexpected dam ahead? Or if you capsize? Do you know what basic signs and buoys to look for to help guide you along your trip? By taking a basic boating safety training course, you'll be keeping yourself and others safe. And again, here from personal experience, I can tell you I have taken the boating safety training course about 5-6 years ago. I was not required to because of the size and the type of boat that I was using, but I found it an incredibly valuable exercise, not only in safety, but just in ethics and in common sense and how to stay safe and have an enjoyable time. For the final step of our checklist, I'll turn the podium over to our friends, again with the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. Nick?
Thank you, Commissioner Lewis. As I mentioned before, we're looking forward to another summer season with plenty of visitors here at Shikellamy. I can assure you boating is a centerpiece of activity here. Many of our visitors keep their boats docked here through the summer at our marina, trailer them in and out for the day, or even just spend some time kayaking around the island with their family and friends. This brings us to the final step on our safe boating checklist, making sure you have proper registrations and launch permits. In Pennsylvania, all powered boats must be registered with the Fish and Boat Commission. This includes gas-powered boats and electric-powered boats. Unpowered boats, such as kayaks and canoes, do not require registration. However, to use any PFBC or DCNR public boat access along any waterway, including those within state park boundaries, you must either register the boat or obtain an annual launch permit issued either by the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission or DCNR. I'd also like to note that alcohol is prohibited inside all state parks. For more information on state parks, state forests, and everything the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources has to offer, please visit our website, www.dcnr.pa.gov. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you here this summer at Shikellamy. I'll hand things back over to Director Schaeffer to finish out the event.
Alrighty, well thanks to Nick, thanks to Jake, Richard, Cindy, everybody for joining us here today. By working together, we can spread the word about safe boating and save lives. That's what we're here for today. To learn more about boating in Pennsylvania, including the complete rules and regulations, registration and title information, how to find great places to boat near you, how to file a boat accident report, and answers to other frequently asked questions, please visit the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission website at fishandboat.com and click on our basic boating page. Our free mobile app, Fish Boat PA, is also a great place to get started. On the app, there's a function where it's a near me function where you can find boat access locations 5, 10, 15, 25 miles from where you are. State launches, municipal owned launches, anywhere where you can get on the water publicly, those are available on the app. You can also get your fishing license there, find more information about getting your launch permit, so it's a real great resource. So again, thanks to everybody for coming out today. We really value our partnership with DCNR. If you're looking to kick off your Memorial Day weekend and the start to the summer, no place to do it better than Shikellamy State Park. Again, thanks for coming, and we'll see you on the water.